My dad asked me, "Why do you keep coming home with black eyes?" The blood from my split lip had already started to coagulate by the time I walked through our front door at midnight. This was the 7th beating in 3 months, and each one was getting harder to explain away to the one person who still gave a damn whether I lived or died. My father sat at our kitchen table in his work clothes, a cup of cold coffee in front of him. "Got jumped after the basketball game," I lied, grabbing ice from our ancient refrigerator and pressing it against my swollen jaw. "Some guys from Eastside thought I was talking to their girlfriends or something. You know how it is." The excuse came easily after months of practice, but I could see in his eyes that he wasn't buying it anymore. What he didn't know was that I'd been working for Marcus Antonelli for the past 6 months, collecting gambling debts and running packages for the most dangerous man in our part of the city. It started when our electricity got shut off, and my father couldn't afford the reconnection fee on his mechanic's salary. Marcus had offered me $200 to deliver an envelope across town, and I'd been stupid enough to think it was just a one-time thing. Once you were on his payroll, getting out wasn't a choice you got to make for yourself. What began as simple deliveries had escalated into the kind of work that left you with broken ribs and black eyes when debtors decided to fight instead of pay. "Alex," my father said, "I got a call from Detective Rivera today. She said there's been some gang activity in our neighborhood, and she wanted to know if we'd seen anything unusual. She specifically asked about you." My stomach dropped like I'd been punched. Detective Rivera had been investigating Marcus's organization for months, and if she was asking about me specifically, it meant someone had given her my name. "What did you tell her?" I asked. If Detective Rivera had enough evidence to start questioning family members, then Marcus's entire operation was probably under surveillance. And if I was identified as one of his collectors, both my father and I could become targets for retaliation. "I told her you were a good kid who went to school and came home every night," my father said. "But Alex, she showed me photos of you talking to people I don't recognize. Expensive cars, grown men in suits, meetings in parking lots that don't look like innocent conversations." The photos meant that law enforcement had been watching Marcus's operation for longer than anyone realized. "Dad, some situations are more complicated than they look," I said carefully, knowing that telling him the truth would probably get both of us killed. "Sometimes people get involved in things because they don't have better options available." It was as close to honesty as I dared get without signing our death warrants. My father stood up and walked to our kitchen window and pulled back the curtain to look out at the street below our apartment. "There's a van parked across from our building," he said quietly. "Same van, same location, for the past 4 nights. Government plates." Federal surveillance meant that this investigation was bigger than just Marcus's local operation. The FBI only got involved when organized crime crossed state lines or involved serious federal crimes. If they were watching our apartment, it meant they thought I had information valuable enough to justify the resources. "Maybe they're watching someone else in the building. Alex, I need you to tell me the truth about what's been happening to you," my father said, turning from the window with an expression I'd never seen before. "Because if you're in trouble with people who hurt 17-year-old kids for fun, then we need to figure out how to get you out of that situation before it gets worse." Before I could answer, my phone buzzed with a text message from Marcus. "Need to see you tonight. Urgent business. Usual place in 1 hour." Full story on my channel and linked below.